to the Universal Joy Center. I'm Barbara Jean, and can I get you to record, JJ?
Recording in progress.
Thank you. So, good evening, everyone. I'm delighted that you're here. Let us join together in consciousness as we begin this evening's joy gathering. Within the infinite and the absolute, there is life, possibility, opportunity, all of it present and available to each and every one of us. And as I open my mind and heart, I awaken to the place where I fit, where my true voice can express. And as a result of this, I feel incredibly grateful. Grateful for my life and journey, grateful for this place and all that I do and all that I learn. And I'm grateful that this day is unfolding so beautifully. In gratitude and grace, I release these ideas into the law of mind. It is done. I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is. Well, tonight I'm going to start with our land acknowledgement and then share a reading with you. So we're honored to be meeting on this land that many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people from across Turtle Island call home. We acknowledge and thank the original caretakers and knowledge keepers of this land. We also give thanks to all other Indigenous peoples, recorded and unrecorded, who have shared responsibility for this territory. We therefore strive to be allies and take an active part in reconciliation. Recognizing our ultimate oneness and acknowledging our reality, both past and present, we commit to moving forward in a spirit of mutual cooperation. We are one. So our theme this month for July is joy as a spiritual practice. And next month in August is radical self-love and liberation. Gonna be good. And the reading this evening comes from The Science of Mind, page 562. My ideal merges into the real. We now let go of everything and enter into the contemplation of peace and good and truth and beauty. We are conscious that spirit is all there is. There is nothing else. We are certain that the spirit of reality is our spirit, flows into our spirit and through our spirit. And we are conscious that love does guide and direct, lead, maintain, and sustain. We know that each one of us is a center of this divine life, in this perfect peace, this complete happiness, and in this absolute wholeness. And we know that this perfection, which is the center of our very being, is projected into every atom of our being. We know that the law of this being is perfect and there is no obstruction to its operation. We know that the principle within us guides us not only into the way of truth, but in the way and the performance of that knowledge. Whatever is for our benefit is already provided. It is all one thing. It is all one presence operating through one fundamental law. Therefore, everything necessary to our well-being, whether we think of it as spiritual, mental, or physical, everything necessary to remove any belief in obstruction and the inflow and output of that spirit is brought into our experience. All good, all substance, all supply, all activity, all opportunity for self-expression is ours now. My ideal merges into the real. And for that, I am deeply, deeply grateful. So tonight, the talk is the frequency of gratitude. And this frequency is about acknowledging what gratitude is and maybe what it isn't. So gratitude is not simply saying, thank you after receiving a gift. It is becoming the kind of person who recognizes life itself as the gift. So as we go into this space, and regardless of whether you're joining from your living room, your office, your kitchen, or wherever you are halfway around the world, thank you for spending this time with us. What's this? Sorry, I just got a note. Oh, I didn't need that. I didn't have to look at that, but I did. Anyway, thank you for your understanding. So tonight, as we explore the frequency of gratitude, we're thinking of gratitude not as a polite response, not gratitude because life is perfect, not gratitude because everything has worked out exactly as we planned. Instead, gratitude is a spiritual vibration. It is a way of seeing, and gratitude as one of the most creative powers available to us. And Ernest Holmes wrote, "Life is a mirror reflecting back to us the consciousness we bring to it." And gratitude changes consciousness. And when consciousness changes, life responds. Yes. So this journey that we're on is all about really living in the frequency of gratitude. It's not about saying thank you, but feeling the energy, the vibration, knowing that all good is available and present, and that whatever's happening in this now moment is actually taking me to a place of greater and greater personal expression. So yeah, that's good, right? So let's begin by becoming still. I just want to invite you to just to still for a moment. You know, it can be busy to get home and get dinner and get ready for this. So just take a breath. Spirit of infinite love, thank you for this moment. Thank you for every person gathered here. May every heart soften. May every mind become open. May every word spoken tonight awaken something that has always lived within us. May we leave remembering that abundance is not somewhere else. It's here, already present, already waiting to be noticed in the here and now. All right. So much to be grateful for. So have you ever noticed that two people can experience exactly the same day, and one says, "Oh, what a terrible day," and the other says, "Wow, what an amazing day." Same weather, same traffic, same events, different frequency. Because gratitude doesn't change life. It changes the lens through which life is experienced. So how we look at life changes when we're coming from this frequency of gratitude. So we want to really pay attention to what that looks like, you know, what gratitude really looks like. And I think sometimes we don't necessarily realize the depth of, you know, what we're experiencing until it, you know, shows up. So we might be, I'm getting warm now. Yeah. Off with that. I'll probably put it back in a few minutes. So what we're doing is we're looking at life through a different lens. We're looking through a lens of possibility and a lens of, you know, this too is taking me someplace. This too is leading me in some direction. As we do that, we start to see life showing up differently. So imagine you're standing on a cliff overlooking a beautiful valley, and you pull out a pair of binoculars. So everything looks blurry, and you become frustrated. You think, this valley isn't very impressive. Well, nobody would think that, but anyway. Then you adjust the focus, so nothing out there changed. The trees didn't grow greener, the river didn't become wider, the mountains didn't become taller. Only your vision changed. And gratitude works exactly the same way. It doesn't invent beauty, it reveals it. And sometimes our lives aren't missing blessings, they're simply out of focus. Sometimes there's lots of really good stuff going on, but we're so busy looking at what's wrong, we're missing what's good. We're looking at what's happening in the world out there and we've forgotten the world in here. So we want to pay attention. Science of Mind teaches that consciousness creates experience. It's not the other way around. Consciousness creates experience. So, not because the universe is keeping score, but because consciousness determines what we notice. I mean, think about it. You go out and you buy yourself a new car and you think, wow, this is so cool. And then all of a sudden you see it at every corner, the same car, maybe even the same color. And it's like, I never noticed them before. Consciousness creates the experience. Consciousness is what we see. So how we respond is up to us, of course. And, the possibilities that become visible, what is it? And what is our awareness? And what's happened is our awareness shifted slightly. And gratitude does that. Gratitude changes it. It trains awareness toward possibility instead of limitation. So if we look at the world right now, we could say, oh, it's gone to hell in a handbasket. Well, that's one old person phrase. We could say, it's terrible, it's awful. We can, come up with all kinds of words to describe the world that we live in as being broken and flawed. But what if, in fact, the world we live in is not broken and flawed? What if the world we live in is showing us the consciousness of humanity? Ooh, that's even scarier. Not really. It's showing us the consciousness of humanity. So how do we shift it and change it? We do that by becoming very, very grateful for our piece of the world. You see, as I begin to raise my vibration, as I begin to live from a greater place of joy and possibility, love and freedom, as I raise my vibration to that level, what happens is everything around me begins to shift and move to match the vibration I'm putting out. Now, I'm one person. There's 8 billion people on the planet, so I can affect maybe my family and, maybe a couple of people here, but I can't necessarily affect all 8 billion unless I can. It'd be minuscule, right? But as I raise my vibration, I lift the conscious vibration around me and in the world. It's like dropping a stone in a pond and watching those ripples go out. It's the same thing. Energetically, when we live from that place of, yes, I feel good. I am so grateful for this life. And I'm living in a state of excitement and delight and joy, gratitude, peace, and well-being. As I'm living there, what's happening is the people around me start to feel that energy and they begin to maybe feel a little better too, or maybe they leave and don't want to be around me. But it's like there's a lift that happens. Now, when we are, any of us, sort of really caught in the darkness where we feel like everything's bad and wrong, everything's terrible, the world is falling apart, nothing good is happening, what happens is our viewpoint, our focus, our point of view is actually focused in the ditch. And guess where we end up? We're actually pulling the energy down, the consciousness of humanity down with us. So we want to look at how I'm looking at life, what I'm thinking about life, the way I'm showing up, because my little piece of the world is still a piece. There's only one thing going on. There's only one of us here. And because there's only one of us here, we are all emanations of that same divine presence. So when I'm uplifted, I lift. When I'm down in the doldrums, I pull the energy down. Okay? Now, the interesting thing is that love is this powerful force, and I'm not talking about the emotional love. I'm talking about the vibration of life. When I am in that space, what happens is that energy, that really powerful love energy, moves out into the world and it begins to shift consciousness almost at an expanded level, shall we say. So the more loving we can be, not just to ourselves, but definitely to ourselves. And we're going to learn about this next month when we talk about, self-care and, showing up in the world as the best that we can be. When we start to live from that understanding that I am a part of the human consciousness, and my thinking and the things that I say and do and the way I think about life and people, all of it together is building a consciousness around me that is carrying me forward. Is that a consciousness of lift or depression, down? Am I in the ditch, or am I up and looking at the world and feeling the sunshine on my face and the warm breeze and just enjoying life? So we want to look at gratitude that way. Gratitude is a frequency of consciousness. So we want to really pay attention to that. So, we know about frequencies a little bit. Imagine your favorite radio station. It's playing beautiful music, and now you tune your radio to static. Did the music stop broadcasting? No. You simply tuned it out. You tuned it somewhere else. So love never stopped broadcasting. Peace never stopped broadcasting. Joy never stopped broadcasting. And abundance never stopped broadcasting. Sometimes gratitude is simply reaching over and adjusting the dial, or reaching in and adjusting the settings. How we look at life matters more than we might know. More than we might know. So I want you to really, really think about it. When I look at my life and I look at all the different things that have occurred, there's been a fair bit of negativity. And I could live in that place of regret and guilt and shame and whatever, or I can go, that was then, this is now. And now is a very different place than then. So what I've learned over the years is that if I can be positive, not fake positive, but actually positive, if I can feel positive about life, excited to get up each day, after I roll over and have a coffee maybe, but excited to get into the day, excited to rest at night and to, go talk to neighbors or friends or work or whatever. But the more that I do that, the more that my life got better and better. So I remember many years ago getting threatened by my then boss to fire me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was because of my bad attitude. Change your attitude or you're out. So I did. I immediately, it's like I left his office and I found a teacher, a seminar leader who was leading some courses. And I thought, well, let me go sit in on one of those and see what that's like. And it was all about checking your thinking and moving forward with a more positive response. And as I got into that, I started to change the way I behaved at work, the way I behaved at home. And as I was getting stronger, that's when I found this teaching. I found this teaching right around that same time. And it has served me well. My life has changed dramatically since back then, that's for sure. So we have an opportunity to live our best life if we so choose. But it really is a choice. You get to choose what you think. You get to choose what you say. You get to choose what matters to you. You get to choose your response to any given stimuli. So a couple of weeks ago, the guys who cut our grass, we have this ginormous yard. So for us to cut it would be pretty challenging. But we have guys who come and cut it. A couple of young guys who are strong. Anyway, they were cutting the front grass the other day and hit a stone in the garden, in the lawn, and it smashed my side window of my van. And so I, sat back and thought, oh, okay, I went and took a look at it and went, okay, phoned around, find a place who could fix it. And my daughter was, fairly upset about it. And I just, it is what it is. These things happen. It wasn't deliberate. It wasn't vindictive. It was just a lawnmower threw up a stone. Not the end of the world. Yeah, it cost a little bit of money. The thing is, like, you can get upset about it, but it doesn't change it. You ever notice that? Like something happens that you think is really bad and you get really upset and worked up, and did it fix it? Did it alter it? I mean, I'm grateful that stone didn't hit a person. That would have been really bad. That would have ended in a concussion at the very least. Because, man, it was thrown hard. So when we look at life, we get to choose. What are you choosing? What are you choosing when you get up on a Monday morning and have to go to work? Oh, not another Monday. Yeah, another Monday. They come every week. When you get an unexpected bill in the mail and you really don't have the funds for it, do you get upset with the person who sent the bill? Do you hide it in a drawer so you don't have to look at it and maybe it'll go away? These are things that I've done in my past, and so they might be things that you've considered doing. But here's the thing. Until we change within ourselves the way we think, the way we look at life, until we do that, we're going to end up with the same results we've always been getting. Somebody once said the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a new result. It's not going to happen. When we're doing the same things, we're getting the same results. So we want to really take a look at our lives. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, his nickname was Happy. That tells you something about his life. How did he get to be so happy that he got nicknamed that? Well, my guess is that he was a happy individual. And that really comes across in, any of the people who've written about him, who knew him. It's amazing. This man was quite remarkable, definitely a mystic. And what fascinates me about his life is that he really was very humble, loved children, loved animals, really, truly loved people, and wrote this teaching, created this teaching with the desire to assist each one of us in living our best life. But we don't live our best life when we complain constantly. If we're complaining, we're not living our best life. So we have to shift it, change it, move it over a little bit, come up with a new idea, sort of check in with ourselves before we say or do anything. Am I complaining again? What I've learned about complaining is nobody wants to listen to me when I'm complaining. So, not much point in doing it. So what is it that we complain about? And we all do it. I don't think I've met anybody who never, ever, ever, ever complains. Maybe you're in the room right now and I haven't met you yet. But here's the thing, that complaining is talking about life the way it has occurred from a perspective of limitation and calling it bad or wrong or whatever. So there's something in that that's not serving us and not working for us. So what we want to do is really change the narrative. So years ago, a minister created one of those little rubber bands that people would wear with a slogan on it. And it basically said, a complaint-free world. A complaint-free world. And he was sending them to anybody who wanted them. Like, he mailed them out all over North America. Here's what's interesting, is what you were to do with this thing is you would put it on your wrist, and as soon as you complain, you had to switch wrists. And the goal was to go 21 days without complaining. And the minute you have a complaint, you have to start over at day 1. Well, he outed himself and said it took him quite a while before he got to 21 days. And he was the one who started the idea. But I mean, that just speaks to how we will complain about all sorts of things. We'll complain about the weather. Nothing we can do about it. Complaining about it doesn't change it or alter it. So where are we at in life overall, and what are we doing, and what could we do differently? So life is moving and flowing, and Ernest Holmes reminds us that gratitude is the open door through which abundance enters. We didn't say abundance creates gratitude. He said gratitude opens the door. So whatever you're looking for in your life, if you have not yet found it, I invite you to really drop into that consciousness of gratitude. Allow yourself to live in that place of, yes, yes, this is a beautiful life. And as we begin to do that more and more, we begin to see how everything starts showing up a little differently, a little bit better perhaps. And over time, we become a little more positive, a little more upbeat, a little bit more joyful. The result of the frequency of gratitude is joy, love, peace, abundance. All the good things. Namaste.
If tonight's gathering has nourished your heart, I invite you to participate in the flow of giving. At Universal Joy Center, we believe giving is not about obligation. It's about circulation. Just as our breath flows in and out, abundance is meant to move. When we hold tightly, life feels constricted. When we allow ourselves to give with love, we affirm that there is always enough. Your financial gifts help us continue creating these gatherings, offering classes, supporting individuals through spiritual care, and building a community where every person is welcomed exactly as they are. If Universal Joy Center has been a blessing in your life, this is an opportunity to become part of that blessing for someone else. Whatever you choose to give with gratitude, not because spirit needs your money, but because your heart grows whenever generosity becomes an expression of love. And for those who feel called, our Joy Partnership monthly donor program offers an easy way to make a set recurring gift, providing stability and helping our community continue to thrive. Thank you for helping us share joy with the world. And now please join me in affirming. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. This offering supports healing, awakening, compassion, and joy. It blesses this community, those we serve, and every generous heart that gives. As I give freely, I receive abundantly, and together we create a world transformed by love. And so it is. Thank you for your generosity, your presence, and for helping Universal Joy Center continue to be a place where ancient wisdom meets joy now. Your partnership truly makes this ministry possible. Now, the ways that you can give is you can send an e-transfer to admin@ujoyc.ca, or you can click donate on our website at ujoyc.ca, or you can mail a check to Universal Joy Center, and you can find the address in the chat or also on our website at ujoyc.ca. Now, there are many opportunities to connect with us. We invite you to join us each week this month as we journey together into the heart of the powerful and inspiring topic, joy as a spiritual practice. If you're not already getting the newsletter entailing our exciting up-and-coming events, courses, and programs, please go to our website and sign up for it. And please note that as we continue to grow and evolve, our website is also undergoing a transformation. It is currently under construction, and we appreciate your patience as we create an even better online experience for our community. And for those who are watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for joining us this evening. And please like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can join us in the Zoom room. Now, if you would like to ask questions, meet other members, or simply enjoy some conversation, the link is in the chat. And now Barbara will give us a closing treatment.
Thanks, Kathy. So let us join together in consciousness. There is so much in this world to be grateful for. This moment in time, the sun shining, the rain falling, love, gratitude. This life that we live, this journey that we walk, we have come into this life experience to do that very thing, experience living. And as we experience it, we feel the ups and downs of it. We feel the challenges and blessings of it. And as such, sometimes it seems like there's a lot of opposites. But what if, in fact, all of those are merely an opportunity for us to experience the joy of living? And with a grateful heart, I find so much more to be grateful for. I find that it flows to me in ways that are surprising and brilliant and wonderful. So I'm truly grateful. I'm grateful for this day and this moment. I'm grateful for each one gathered here, and I'm grateful for the conversation that is yet to come. What I know in this moment is that the blessings abound. With a grateful, truly grateful heart, I release these ideas into the law of mind. It is done, all is well. And together we say, and so it is.